Let me load that up on my other. The video quality is bad. Should be streaming in high quality video, but it's not. Oh well. Hello, guys. There we go.
Oh, it might be. Did you install it? Actually, go. Okay, so go back. Yeah, it might be.
Can you guys hear me? I don't know. Okay.
So you should have installed. Did it give you like an installation launching?
We're working on things. It's a big file that I'm loading in here. We flattened it.
Wow. Interesting.
So we're gonna bring it into Slicer and see what happens. It's still importing. It's probably a pretty big file.
Yes, it could be. Did you export it as an STL?
I exported it as an OBJ. Can Mesh Mixer save as a OBJ? And then STL?
Do you mind if I just look at your model for a minute? So, whoops. Where'd it go? There we go. So, it may have a problem with all this overlapping mesh. So I don't know if you can see, but I've made it like transparent so that we can see what's going on inside. And we've got a lot of sort of noise where things are overlapping. So this might not work in Slicer. We may have to make it solid first.
I made it solid.
Do you know about make solid operation in this?
Yeah, like I made
I'm gonna turn off the bed and stuff here. So
we pressed make solid.
okay, let's oh, so that is the solid version. But like all of these are separate parts, right? They're not all connected. So I'm just gonna try something here and see. This might be the issue. You've saved it already, right?
Yeah.
So usually when you run make solid, it alters the model slightly. Sometimes you don't get as much detail as you would have had in your original modeling. And that's sort of what's happening
It's
here.
unfortunate the swords.
So if we just try to bump everything up here.
Wood glue is probably better. Now, next class was we're going to start.
So sometimes when you make models in Mesh Mixer, it has so many multiple parts like that, they don't all jive together. It becomes sort of disjointed components, and then when you put it into Slicer won't know what to do because it doesn't see it as a whole. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bunch of separate entities. So, like the tail, for example, here is just the way it was modeled. Is sort of cuts in it. So,
And the sword.
yeah, lost the sword. So, if we, I mean, the wings are good and stuff. We could, we could use this as a starting point to remodel it. Like we can remodel the sword and so forth. Or maybe you have the sword saved as a separate thing. Did you just sculpt it freely? In
I
Mesh Mixer?
brought it into, but this is both the wings and the sword were brought in separately, as well as the head and stuff.
Right. It could be when Bob did that flatten thing that it, made the sword even thinner.
Yeah.
And so that wouldn't show up in Slicer anyway, right? Like what that, like what would
That's
that
why I'm
look like,
thinking
right?
it would be better just to wait and save this as a 3D model for printing, rather like 3D print rather than laser cut.
Yeah, it might not be the ideal thing for the laser cutting process,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, there's things we can do to clean this up, but I don't know how well it's going to laser cut. Like when you said 2D, I thought you meant like sort of like a drawing that would be like etched in with the laser cutter
Yeah,
or
that's
something
what
like
I'm
that.
thinking to kind of do. But we need to make a 3D model with it.
Because I wonder.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. You got a second?
So there's some issues with this because of like the overlapping mesh and stuff. But what we were talking about is she wants to turn it into a 2D image for the laser cutter.
That's what
right?
I encourage you to do by scaling it in one direction, like to essentially flatten it out and then slice it.
Oh, and slice it into two dimensions. Okay. Because like, for example, like where the sword is, right? Like the sword isn't going to show up because it's on an angle and so thin, right?
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah? All right.
I was kind of curious to see how it would turn out, right? Because this is one thing that Slicer could potentially do. You take three-dimensional shapes. Actually, there are lots of examples of this in the CNC world, where people will take 3D models and flatten them into bas relief, into carvable surfaces.
Yeah.
Now, so like one thing I'm not sure if you know how to do this. I'm not sure. I probably figured it out, but like once it's flattened, again, there are voids and like behind this stuff, but actually fill those. Like I was thinking if we looked at this, like say straight on, and selected visible and extruded back.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like maybe that's a way we can create a tile from this. Yeah. But if you think about it, right, even if it's like maybe it's too flat, maybe we need a little more thickness. But Slicer will be able to slice in the direction of that plane. And even if there's like voids and stuff, yeah, it'll just be, you know, voids in between the layers of wood. So it could still be a pretty cool model, you know. I was
Right.
kind of curious to see how well it would work, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than slicing the whole figure, which I don't think will work very well at all.
Whereas doing the whole figure in a 3D form in the 3D print project, and then have this one as like trying to see what would happen with
Let's
it.
save this as an STL and see what Slicer gives us when we slice this up. I'm just kind of curious, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Let's first just make sure that it's got something to work with. So if we accept that make solid version, then we drop this on here. See. So yeah, we don't have the floating stuff inside quite the same way anymore.
Mhm.
So let's export this one.
Uh,
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I mean, just the material itself to me is kind of enough, actually.
You know,
will
I
it have that
selected-
transparency when I save it?
No.
Selecting visible and extruding back would actually work.
I don't think it will, because the arm, you won't see the arm because it won't be visible because the wing is in the way. For example, so if you're looking at it from the back and you select visible, you're only going to
But that's okay, because in a bas relief setting, you're only really
Because, like, the arm, here's how I would do it,
yeah.
okay? So if you select everything and then extrude it in one direction, then you'll just get like this weird blob that is the silhouette of the object. Okay?
But you'd still have the relief in front.
You would have the you could have the relief in
Yeah,
front.
that's what I want. That's what I want to. Yeah, you just have a blob, which is effectively like, yeah, your tile mass. But then you have the relief of what was a model as basically an illustration, like a 3D illustration.
Yeah, we could try that.
It's intriguing. I'm kind of intrigued to see what Slicer does with the flattened model instead of this. If it makes any sense. It may not, actually. But
If this works out, it's like magic.
like, I got that idea because when I was doing the CNC stuff with Craftsman Design, their software, Aspire, have you ever worked with that?
Yeah.
Has that capability. Like, you can bring in, say, like, their example is of like a car model, and that they put it onto the board, and it's still like 3D, but then it gets flattened, and all the undercuts are obliterated by basically, yeah, like filling in, like, behind what's immediately visible. But, I don't know.
Right now he's face down.
Would you like to view him from another way? You can just click the view cube and it'll snap around.
Yeah, his face was facing the bottom of the plane.
Yeah, so that's not uncommon when you move from one software to another. that
Yeah, I'm just
flips the X, Y,
rotating
Z.
him now, so that way he's facing correctly. There we go.
I know. I'm really excited.
All right.
You don't want to obliterate the edge.
I'd be afraid.
Okay, how do I do the slices now?
Okay, so first thing we do is select the material that we're gonna make it. And because the material, the plywood that we're using isn't already in the system, we have to tell it what material we're gonna do. So we have to create a new one. So by hitting this little widget, we open up a new thing, and so we're gonna add an unnamed one. And I know that the thickness of the plywood is 0.0125, and then the size of the sheets. What are the size of the sheets, Bob?
Let's try 18 by 24. I think they have like a lot of different sizes. I think another one is like 16 by 20.
Probably the smaller size.
You never know, right? Because you might have a lot of pieces.
So then we select our material up here. It's that. And then we have to tell it what we want to do. So stack slices.
Not bad. Check that out.
Interesting.
And I could probably bring the sword in separately.
Can we rotate that around and look at it?
I could probably bring in the sword separately and
Maybe.
re-put it in.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously, there's some funky stuff going on, but by and large, you have a bit of a
If we increase the size of it too, then we
Relative
might
to
get
the
more
thickness, yeah.
sheets, right?
Yeah, it could actually hold together pretty well.
And I crushed it.
No, don't feel bad. I crashed Fusion a few minutes ago. And it's like,
You
oh,
got
hello,
your-
Fusion.
Your mesh into Fusion, yeah. Fusion doesn't really like meshes. Oh, look at that. Not bad. Not bad.
So
Kind of interesting.
that's 5 sheets of 18 by 24.
You could probably make that way more efficient. You can nest a lot of that. But, another thing you could do, Sierra, is actually, rather than use wood, just use like a thick card. A
Thick
thick
card?
cardstock, like illustration board or something, and layer that.
But that's even thinner, though, is it not?
But that's what I mean. It could be a smaller object relative
I
to
see.
the thinner material, and that could be quite nice. It could actually just be a nice little bas relief, quite almost like a paperworks kind of project,
Yeah.
And
And
actually,
it's
it'd be
a little
refreshing
bit,
if someone
it's
did
also
that,
a
'cause
little,
everyone's using wood, and there's no reason why they have to.
yeah, and it's a little bit more.
I really like this actually. This could be really, really cool.
And it's also a little cheaper than
Yes,
buying the
exactly.
word.
Exactly.
Oh my
Now-
god, it actually works. It looks like Minecraft. It's Minecraft.
Kind of, yeah.
And then what I could actually do is I could bring in the sword separately and
You could. Yeah, sure. Totally.
build the sword separately, and then just when I'm putting it together in the hand, just layer the sword in the hand.
Okay, so let's try to find a happy medium here. Let's try to base it on a thinner material.
Okay.
I guess we probably should get calipers.
The bookstore is closed
It
now,
is.
so
But let's try to find a balance again, like just the right amount of slices so that you don't have too many pieces, but you can get these pieces and layer them up. I think it's actually kind of cool. Then you can glue this onto like a back, right?
yeah.
And be very presentable. I think it would actually be a very cool little artifact.
It would be kind of interesting as a portfolio piece too.
Potentially. Like I was kind of thinking, like it kind of opens the possibility if it works to show your character in relief, but you could also build in more elements in the scene. Like you could have like, yeah, mountains in the background or something like, other characters there.
I go in here. Hold on, where is it?
I'm gonna go to my laptop and try that. Select this one.
Technically, this is the reference picture. So, like, it's legit. You could. Alright. So it means I gotta get measurements. Hello, everybody. Yes, I haven't been paying much attention because I was getting information.
I mean, not that you can't do that. I mean, I could do, yeah. Like one illustration along those lines, like that would work. Then you're gonna see like the trees.
I haven't done work on it, that's like the last one.
Because like you're still not getting the character. You're not getting the like the way that this like layering. Yeah, but it's kind of reverse to use it to build something like that. It's just I would say 3D printing. Yeah. So binoculars.
The model, just like explore options. The model is really like a central setting, so that you've got the trunk, and then you have all the branches coming off at different angles. And then what could possibly happen is there's a method of slicing that
Oh,
like
yeah.
radiuses.
Yeah, that's
And then you can get a cross-section profile of each of the things, so long as they follow this sort of radius.
yeah, it's kind of like those,
So I found measurements for the thickness of the illustration board.
Okay.
14 ply or 0.050.
Okay. So then, if you go up here, no, see that little pencil? Click the pencil, and then click Add, and then you just plug in those sizes. So it's the thickness was 0.05, I believe.
0.050.
That's in millimeters. So change.
Millimeters. Millimeters. It is 1.3 millimeters.
Oh, sorry, it was in inches, so you don't have to change the numerical. Just put it back to inches. Go. And then, so that's like 18 by 24 sheet of Bristol board.
Illustration board. What's the biggest size of illustration board I can get? I think.
Well, I think you'd be limited to the size of what the laser cutter can hold. So I think 18 by 24 is size of one of the laser cutters.
Us looking at sizes.
20 by 30. There's
18 by 24. All right, so we're gonna aim for 18 by 24. You might
So
have to.
just give it a name.
Why did it not give it its name? I don't know. Slicer Fusion was unable to process this model. Some mesh issues can be fixed by using the skin wrap tool in the modify form.
Form panel. I don't even know what that is.
Modify form. Number sheet generated is 0. Please change the manufacturing.
Sometimes it crashes and then you have to restart it. It says shrink wrap. No, holy smokes. 156 sheets. Why don't we try making it a little smaller? Wow, that's crazy.
What happened to the model?
I guess that's the shrink wrap function did that. Wow.
Let's not and say we did.
Yeah, I would close it and then start again.
It's like, let's not and say we did.
What's going on here that
Oh,
on there is mirroring what you're
yeah,
doing
I'm
here?
streaming.
Oh, you're live streaming your
Yeah, I'm showing off the programs and showing the kiddos what they could be doing in college
I see.
and stuff, and teaching them the programs and stuff while I'm learning them. So it's great. And they just chill, talk to each other in the stream, so they enjoy it. Okay, and we've got illustration board. Select stack. And that's in the
It's in
illustration.
the illustration board. So why is it not showing sheets though is the question. This was the problem we had before. Some models that sometimes it just see what
Hold on.
the issues are.
Let me wrap him so he's facing up. Maybe go into get planes.
Let's get plans. No, that's when you're ready to get a PDF of your various cuts.
Please change your manufacturing settings to fit model slices in stock dimensions. There we go. 2 sheets.
Nice. And how big is it? It's 2 inches by 7 inches. Or no, sorry, that's the height. So 7 by 8. That's not bad.
That's a pretty decent size.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then I can just bring in the sword separately so it can just stack the sword into it, which I can probably do.
Yeah. Or, I mean, yeah, or as a separate cut file, you
Yeah,
could
a separate
cut just the sword.
a separate cut file of just the sword. So when I'm building it, when I'm building in the hand, I can just put the pieces of the sword in for the layers, so that way it merges with that. Because we technically lose it here, right? So it would be a better idea to do it completely separately and then put it in, I feel.
Do it that way. Alternatively, if you went back into your STL model,
Okay.
and put the sword perfectly vertically so that it is on the same plane as one of the cut slices. Do you know what I mean? Then it would just show up on one of the sheets, like parallel to the axis that the hand is on, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
getting at?
How do I make it solid again? So I can see that?
If you go down to shaders,
It's
I hate it when it does this. I don't know why it jumps back and forth. When this happens to me, may I take your mouse just for a second? When this happens to me, what I do is usually there's a box up here to minimize the size, and then I just drag the box out. So it's kind of like full screen, but not. And then for whatever reason, if I go shaders and drag the opaque one on, then we get that.
okay. Let's see if I can grab this sword. I can't. Oh, I
Do
can't
you
grab
have
my
the
sword.
sword as a separate file? Like, is it in your parts?
I have to rebuild it, but yes.
Yeah, because you could, if you want to bring the sword back in, I can remerge it with the hand for you.
Should I save that as? I misclicked.
I guess it's very. So, sort of. I mean, there's an issue here, just by not actively using
I don't know if this will work, but I was
I messed up so bad. I made a mistake.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, totally add thickness in that direction, regardless. Yeah, somehow it's not too much. That's what I thought. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's similar. Yeah. So that is like, and now this is actually like a tile. And you could like photos.
Oh yeah, I started looking for that again, so that's also why I'm trying to look.
Did I not save those? Ah, now I have to go get them again. That moment you just get frustrated with life and you're just like,
I'm sure as such, we will get shafted, we'll get much less space. But less space means less time to install. We just hang stuff on the wall.
The black came out nice, and you can still like see the gray.
Yeah, it does have to do it on the cloud. Try it OBJ. No, it's like that's like my shit brush. I thought I never was
You didn't actually want me to wash it?
No, I did. I used it to use my jet because I didn't really care about it. But it's just.
It's still kind of.
I know. It's. I know. I know. It's I thought it was the same exact size.
Oh yeah, because the school store has more than stock. I thought.
I thought it. That was like the first time I did oil. And I like apparently didn't wash it.
Yeah.
So then it was like completely messed up. So I had to go buy a new one. But that's like I used that for. But I was
Yeah.
if I was to buy my
I did, but yeah, I just didn't want to repeat it. Like just have to work with what I have. And I think it will look good anyway when it's in place, so I should say that.
Oh, that's the clock mechanism.
Yes, and it works.
So is it, do you think it's gonna come together? Cool.
Yep. Have magnet and do calculations.
That's awesome. That's an awesome detail.
was really worried, but it turned out really well. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put some. But they took all the holes, so they kind of fixed it.
Have you ever wired it down?
I'm sure it's not. I was considering that when we did our. Oh,
It's tricky because you have to put in like resistors, right?
yeah.
Sure.
Not that hard anymore. Such a Gen Xer, it's so difficult.
Right,
That's right.
It should be solid. It should have a thickness, yeah. Yep, you can thicken it, yeah, you can have all like this. Well, I think what you'd be doing, yeah, like pushing, essentially what you should be doing. It looks like you had should be able to subdivide a section, right? But again, in that ghost tutorial, wasn't part of that, but yeah, like adding like density to lines, whatever.
Or like bold colors and things like that. How did you like the wash?
Yeah, okay, well,
I wasn't doing it, I was doing how
so at the end of that tutorial, he gives like thickness, right? Did you get to that? So you should do the same. And actually, you should make it pretty thick enough.
Yeah.
See, the problem is the eyes. Wait, does this have a thickness? That might slice up okay. Yeah, I think this will slice up okay.
So there were instructions on how to put the cloth together and all this stuff.
Is it hollow?
I just,
Where's the open?
yeah. Yeah.
So I think it is solid.
Well, he just got on that.
That's right. That's right. We're looking at their eye sockets that are only in a certain distance. So, okay, good. You might spend a little more time trying to get the pictures of that cavity. Or you could also sketch the profile and then extrude, like extrude into it as well. Yeah, we did that. So if you set up a sketch and then extrude the sketch, you can do a cut and extrude into the body. Yeah, so do the same with the nose. Yeah, so set up a sketch plane looking that way and sketch the nose with the tip of the spline and then extrude that and cut extrude it into the body. Try the spline, sketch the spline. Go around the back. Just add points and sketch the head of this. Well, you can like get comfortable with that. It's a little more involved. I just said that, but hopefully it'll work. I did try to write everything out, so you're working at home. Yeah. Do your best. Maybe you can get it done by next week.
The shaft, the clock face is appropriate.
actually recommend you do that. That would actually be a very gratifying. And you have like a solid wood skull, which would be actually very cool. Yeah, see if you can like do the.
Okay, I can handle
Okay, good.
Oh, wait, shit, yeah, you're right.
Huge.
I don't know if you're sad. But I don't think you're sad.
Use your nail file.
Wait, does it change? Nothing should change.
nothing to
Now that's another way to slice it, right? I think you might want to slice it on the other axis.
Other axes?
Well, again,
And so it's like change slice direction, I think is the.
Drag the
So
blue
if you click
handle.
that little widget, you can drag the direction that it slices. So see, then you get the pieces stacked.
Yeah.
As opposed- Well, I guess they were stacked the other way too. You get longer slices.
Yeah, it's slicing the same way as mine. Other one.
we didn't have as material. It's because you got in the bad rooms. You don't want to get in the bad rooms. Oh, damn, that's so slick. That is like really So again, yeah, so they do sell 8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
This is what it says on.
I don't, they do like put like some cloth between it or something? No. I've been like so careful with this.
Because the illustration from where it is. So I don't want them to shade.
That's right. Yeah.
They have these.
Because they can afford a 40 program.
Yeah, it's a degree that intuition is a lot higher.
So, total of 3 sheets. I will be right back, guys. So, total of 3 sheets. I've got them both saved as slicer files. And then now I just get plans for both of them.
You get plans and then you have to open the plans in Illustrator and then change the line weights. So if you go get plans and then you're going to save the plans as a PDF.
How export to my computer PDF, export to my computer.
Did you export it? You try opening the VGA slicer. Directly. Try exporting it from Windows NT.
Okay, that one's good. Now I need to do. Now here. Okay, that didn't save.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
It's locked in my computer.
I know, but like, you could have just, hey, did you bring my thing? Like, you could have just, and the
It'll be cloud-based, like the translation, so.
I don't appreciate being laughed at.
So now, what are you gonna walk away with today? Obviously not gonna finish.
I wanna wait till I get my other two layers. Maybe decide what colors I can use each layer. I'm making a hidden texture area, so I made little tokens.
Right.
I just paint them now.
I mean, speaking of lights, right, so like one thing for a competition like this that would be very cool, like to put lights, like to in between layers, like so you light. I mean, it's a bit stage setting, but
I thought of like the pieces are actually separated. Like,
yeah.
thing, then I have to 3D cut a whole nother like base with the rest of it. I think I want to leave the background open.
I think you know you don't have to go too crazy with the color, right? Like I think.
No, I don't. I think it's gonna be like each one's just a flat gradient color. Each different one's just one different.
I think that's totally.
There's that.
You could almost do it not with stain, but just like markers, color markers.
Yeah. So I thought maybe I was like, I don't like the gesso because it makes the whole board white.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I definitely like the tones of brown, essentially, where you still see the wood grain.
Yeah, when you really dilute either of like any of the mediums, like you can still see the grains, but I want to do that.
Okay.
That was rude.
The nice thing about using like markers, they dry and and they're translucent.
I'll try marking when I get home.
You have a bunch or
Oh, I have to crap on it. I just couldn't bring everything.
right.
Like the whole box of prison colors, and like Fiber Castell, I mean, what are the expensive ones I forget.
Were there any islands?
I'm sure you. So I had extra space, so I threw in like extra characters so I can have them for myself or whatever.
yeah, I have some videos too.
Oh, yeah, it's a video. This is them changing the lens. Right.
Oh, they have to change the lens for you?
Yeah, it works way better.
Yeah. When did you have your appointment?
Yesterday.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember they were talking about changing the lens, but I was there, I had my appointment on Friday.
Cold game, so these are just fall right out. You don't have to punch it going in. The most wild thing is right now.
I don't want to stay in the outside. I might do this, but I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's only on 7:45.
So how do I increase the line size and everything? How do,
So,
I mean, these 5 minutes are.
let's see if I remember how to do this. So, the problem is that the blue is, according to the laser cutter, blue is like engraved and red is cut, and we want it reversed. So what we need to do is change the colors and the line weight of everything. So if we select one and then go select and then same and then stroke color. So now we've selected all the blue lines.
mm-hmm.
But if we change them all to red lines, then what will happen is we will be unable to select all the red ones later without selecting everything. So the first thing we do is we change them to an intermediary color, something in between. So how do we do this? So
This is in Essentials. I should put it in Essentials Classic.
So there, okay, that's more the layout I'm familiar. So if you change the color and just change it to green or something, then okay. So now you're going to select all the reds and then change them to RGB
Select same stroke color.
So it's going to be blue 255. And I forget what the line weight is. Anybody remember what the line weight for the laser cutters is? 0.01. Thank you. So the line weight is 0.01.
So for that, we put it to
Yeah,
0.
looking good.
The steps.
Oh, yeah.
Is that correct there for
No, so what are we changing?
the
Uh, so
the outline
Yes.
to red?
Registration points, yeah.
let
You
me
could,
just
I mean, you could actually
double
stick
check
with
with
the
Bob.
wire.
Oh, yeah,
Those
I-
fries are big enough.
I tried to, but
You tried, yeah.
what's way too tiny.
Sorry, Bob, can you, I've forgotten, cut is red
Yeah.
and, okay, so, so all the green lines you wanna change to red,
Yeah.
255. And everything else needs,
So for
and it
that,
has to be 0.01 is the limit.
select stroke weight. How do I change stroke weight?
It's, should be under
So what is it?
0.01. Okay, and then you have to do the same to all the blue lines, make them the same weight.
Maybe for Technocraft, I wonder if it's reasonable to like, just make it a requirement that people have a laptop, and then we can have this class in the Sculpture Studio.
Yeah, I don't know if you can dictate that or not, but
In practice, this depended on at least half the class with a laptop.
anyway,
Anyway,
yeah.
I guess it's a little bit exclusionary, but it'd be so much better to run this in Sculpture Studio.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the
no.
problem is, like, in my Sculpture Studio is not the best place to be, say, just learning software. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's the overhead and everything, there's the podium, it's around the table.
It just
So
takes,
the PDF's high press quality, right?
You're gonna save it as a .ai file.
Oh yeah,
not
sorry.
as a
Yeah,
PDF.
it needs to be a .ai file.
At Fleming, they have a cart, just like our iPad cart, instead it's full of laptops. They've, dedicated a computer lab as such, so they wheel laptops in the classroom.
I wonder what Martin would say about that in terms of like software management. The Adobe stuff, Fusion licensing.
Yeah, like I don't handle any of that at Fleming, but they, when the laptops are plugged into the cart or whatever, they just like do them all as like a thing over the cloud, right? They're all, I don't know what you call it.
So they can do it. They have laptop programs like so protocols here that update the software even though they're like just that's good. We should do that.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
So this is supposed to have 2 sheets, but it's only giving me 1.
2 artboards. There should be 2 artboards. Or you might have to do each artboard separately for the PDF.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't set the artboard size, right? When you import the PDF, it doesn't automatically set the artboard size, does it?
I think so. It should set the artboard size should be the same as the sheet size of the PDF.
Oh.
I think that's typically what, yeah.
So there's 2 boards there. Get plans.
Good work.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay, so there's get plans. So So I've got both open there, and I go export to my computer.
As PDF, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. When you did it in Illustrator this last time, it only sent one of the boards, is that?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
when you open the PDF, it gives you the option of doing just one page or all the pages of the PDF. So if you click all the pages, it'll open up multiple artboards.
I see.
I don't
I
know.
usually do them just one at a time, just for simplicity. Just like do the first one, do the second one, and just save them as separate files.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that's why I said it's not enough just to do like a single layer. It's too simple. Yeah, no, you definitely go with actually.
Why can't I select it now?
I was like, when I like did the design first, and I'm like, I saw my friends cut, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be really thick. Like how many layers I had. It's okay. I know sure, like, do you think they're like gonna be
Do like a
3 layers?
material presence. This is definitely a first for a program.
Now I don't know what's happening because I can't select it at all. It's all one thing.
I think you're selecting the artboard itself. I think there's just an you can just hit delete. Oh no, sorry. Ungroup maybe. What's on that?
I don't know.
Did you? Maybe these aren't vectors. I think when you brought it in, I think we need to set the. Maybe try opening it again.
See, like this I can select. I
Oh, okay.
opened one of the files.
Yeah. So.
Select.
They don't tell you the time frame between them.
I know, I know, that's so stupid. I hate that.
And they never gave me an estimate on how long it's going to be cut. And apparently he said it's like around 20 minutes for my note sheet. So I was like, I only have 30 minutes with me. So it's like 4 to going. But like the next, like 3 people didn't show up. So I got to 2 o'clock. And then like at that point, another guy switched it. And I was working with another guy. He was a lot more knowledgeable. And like an actual head supervisor of the department. And like select out some of those later. So that took more time for my life. But the first guy who was not on the layer twice. So I think to the shop and go buy a new one.
And it's just like I've just seen it happen.
I mean, they wouldn't let me cut it unless another boy, people leave their scraps. But this might dry.
Okay, that's done. X. Save as.
Yeah, you might.
Key sort's done. That's done. And zoom in. Blue. Select same color. Stroke. Go into green. Red. Select same.
With this. Yeah, yeah.
0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
what this is
arguably, I
called.
probably should do a project based on that. It's kind of interesting stuff.
Yeah, I saw it, I was like, oh, I really like the house in a box, and like, easy to do it, and then I found the flex box.
Yeah.
It's like this open source Python calculator, and it gives you an SDK. And I'm like, great, that's what I want.
You're flexing your Gen Z. I guess you're.
I'm a millennial, yeah. And everybody else is, and I guess I'm depressed all the time or something. It's delicious. I'm homeless, but it's delicious.
Oh, sure.
It's not mine though.
Right, it's like your Gen X. Or grabs. Okay, so this does
File. Save as.
That's the body. This is the background, like the back layer. Oh, okay. Back there, and then you can turn on the light. Okay. And then that's the
Alright, hold on, guys.
Bring what you have next week. You guys decide to do it in or right. So like it's a neutral Yes, you guys do that.
The German. No, the German.
Well, you know, what I'm gonna make you do is
So
like
they made they
some
funny
just make them comparable, so maybe
fine.
turn that figure. I mean, you guys should print a figure for yourself, but maybe you can make like
So because 20 back in Ukraine's
yeah, no, it's good.
world, all the Canadians lost their jobs. And you see how Adam Sandler.
Or and then actually, it could be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever Adam Sandler in a
Yeah,
bunch
so
of
make a
other
pen.
Canadian
That would be.
things?
If you do a mini pen like for each
Guns and they
All right, I'm back. So that is done. I'm ready to go. Close that.
I was just trying like yellow because it's like the lightest color, then blue for like richer. But then when you black. It's good so far. It's probably all.
All right, guys. All right, so I'm pretty much done for the night. I'm a little bit hungry and I'm gonna go downstairs to Tim's and get something to eat. So I'm gonna be heading off now. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit later.